tight. Now, let's get, Nick, you get over here. Devin, bring your tool down here. Okay, we're gonna stick these under just like levers on the ground. You're not gonna use the hook at all. Put them about a little less, so you get a steeper angle when we lift it. Okay, we're gonna lift and shake it. Okay, I think we got it. Yep. All right. Now, and this is the other beauty, is that a lot of the tools you need, you make by the dozen. I remember I was milling one time with a guy working for me. He's like, wait. I'm like, what? He says, you're running the blade into the wedge. It's all right. We'll make more. Okay, and then now it's much sturdier. We need a fourth wedge on this one. There. Nice and firm. All right. Okay, now the only problem is, I forgot to screw the bolts up. Well, that's pretty good. Might not be too bad. Okay, everybody inside the mill, out. Bring the tools. Turning wedges. Here. So I wear chaps, chainsaw chaps. People are like, those chaps will stop that blade? No, not even remotely. What the chaps do is keep, one, projectiles from impaling your leg. If this catches a loose piece of wood or a knot, it could throw it, and it does at high velocity. It usually throws it out that way. There's a thing here called the riving knife. This is a piece of metal that rides through the kerf to kind of clean it out. The riving knife really prevents anything from coming straight back at you. So if you're standing here, there's a little guard right here too. That's the danger zone. So that's where we keep people away from. The chaps help if something hits your leg, and it keeps the water off your leg. In the summer, I don't wear my chaps because it keeps me cool. The water sprays on your legs get wet, and it evaporates when it's 90 degrees, and it's pleasant. In the winter, I wear my chaps just to keep them dry and a little bit cleaner.
And it makes you look cool.
It makes you look cool. Especially, it makes you look stupid, though, when you wear these, because those are chainsaw cuts.
Oh. Kind of close.
You can get some.
Yeah, that's correct.
You can get some decorative patches to cover it.
Right. I have 2 chainsaw accidents to my credit. One that cut me, and actually where it cut me was inside, and so even if I'd had my chaps on, I probably would have got the same cut. But having had that happen with no chaps on, I was like, that's pretty stupid, you know, let's not ever do that again. Both of them were the result of the chain being thrown. So, again, you know, we always think, oh, I'm never going to run a saw into my leg. Probably not, but I was sawing, and both times the bar got pinched, the chain slipped and through and came down and slapped across me, and that's what this was all one incident here. And that's actually with the dogs when I was setting the saw down. Or maybe it was these ones, and this one of them's just a random rip. But okay, my earmuff. So before we fire the sucker off, we just threw that thing in there, right? And this frame just sits on there's wood underneath there. It's just sitting on the ground. But we to optimize our recovery, we've got to figure out how to align this thing. How does that happen in a modern log mill? Anybody know? Computers. What's the answer to everything? Computers, exactly. In the good old days, they put the log into a carriage with a mechanical screw that could screw it so that the end would shift, and they would true it relative to the head rig. Now, the head rig is the first saw that a log goes to in a large log mill. The head rig does what's called primary breakdown. And then it goes to edgers and gang saws or resaws, a variety of other saws. This is the head rig, the edger, the resaw, and the chipper, all in one, right? So this saw does everything, but this is the equivalent of a head rig. It's going to do primary breakdown. So we're going to true it up, and then the first thing we got to do, right, is make something square on it. There's nothing square on this log. So what we do with the Lucas mill is we slab off the slab in solid pieces, and I do a lot of, you can see here's some cedar lumber we've cut that I hadn't had time to stack, and cedar's very forgiving. It sits out in the weather really well. It doesn't get damaged, so we just kind of let it go because of all the stuff I'm doing here. Sorry. But when I do pine, like we're doing today, or something that needs stacked right away, you need lots of stickers, right? Wood to put between the boards when you stack it, as you can see in that stack over there. So I'll cut stickers out of my slabs and turn my slabs into something that I can use. And then down the line, what happens to stickers? Probably kindling for me. But in a modern mill, the one we would have gone to today, what are those slabs good for? Well, the best market for them is as chips, either for paper, particle board, or in low market times, fuel might be the most cost-efficient thing. So instead of having a head rig that saws slabs off, they have a thing called a chipping head rig, and it just runs two chippers down the sides and chips that log square on two sides. But we're going to do it with this and saw off the top. And I'm probably, since I got a lot of stickers right now, I'm probably not going to saw stickers. But first thing I need to do is true it up a little bit. So since this log has minimal taper, I'm going to true it off of the bump, what I call the bumps, the sitting on. If I've got a log with extreme taper, in other words, it's real fat on one end and skinny on the other, I'll true it off the geometric center of the log, so I'm sawing right through the middle of that. So there's two ways that it needs trued, left and right, so that I'm not skewed this way and then up and down. The up and down we do with the crank, left and right we do in a variety of ways. Right now we're going to hope that it's good. What I do is come in and make this very precise assessment of the center of the log. And so it's right at the end of the log. And I bring it down here and I see where it is in relation to the precise end of the log. And it's about an inch off. So if this were a lighter log, I would use that peavey with the point, stab it in the ground, and catch the back end of this bunk, and I can actually scoot the bunk with these cedar logs because they're so light. This being pine and rotten in the middle, and we'll talk about that when we get inside the log. I'm within an inch on a big log like this, so that's not going to cause me too much trouble. So we'll leave it that way. Whoops. And I'm going to allow a little bit of taper here. So whatever my measurement is here, I want that to be ever so slightly different than the measurement here. I want this one to be a little bit bigger than this one, because the log gets smaller as I go this way. So we're 23 3/4. We're going to shoot for about a 1/2 inch of taper here. See, so this is off quite a bit, 22 1/4. So I'm 1.5 inches off. I'm going to raise this edge. And one of the things is it's kind of iterative here, right? Because as I raise this end, that other end's going up too. So I got to go check that again because it doesn't stay the same. So we're at 24 1/2. About dead even right now. We'll leave it at that. As long as it's not tapered that badly. Then off of the small end, we measure what's called set down, which is how much we're going to bring the mill down before we start cutting. to it so the chains are under good tension as it raises up to the measurement. Yes, so we have that. Great.
Hey, Brent, while you're doing that, is your house next to your main?
Yeah, that's all one house.
Okay.
3,400 square feet of it.
So